Hey everyone, Kelly Mahler, occupational therapist. And in honor of the 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Games, we are going to spend some time talking about the parallels between training for the Olympics and training for interoception in daily life. My family and I, we love the Olympic Games. We love rooting on all the athletes and learning about their stories. I'm personally not a very skilled athlete, but I still really get into it. And so we thought this topic could bring some information, but also a little bit of fun. So let's talk about 5 ways that training for interoception in our daily life is very similar to what the athletes might be experiencing as they prepare for the games. So, number 1 is all about how diverse each athlete is. These athletes come in all different types of bodies and inner experiences. Some have faced such adversity and had to overcome such adversity to be able to make it to the big stage. And interoception is very similar, that we all have very different bodies. If you're familiar with our work, this is something that we talk about. There is no wrong interoceptive experience, and we are embracing and really being very loud about how different each of our bodies are, and we are all correct and valid in that experience. So no matter what the inner experience might be, what inner diversity we might face, what challenges we might face, what celebrations we might face, we are all valid in that experience. The next one, number 2, is all about hard work. To make it to the Olympics, to make it to that big stage, it requires a lot of hard work, hours and hours and hours of training on a daily basis. And each athlete's body needs a different type of training in order to help them meet their goals. And the same is so true for interoception training. It is really hard work. It is a daily emphasis for me, something that some days it's easier. I feel safer in my body. It's easier for me to connect, to notice my body signals, to really understand what my body's trying to tell me. And other days it is really, really hard. And it requires so much hard work to be able to figure out what's happening on the inside of my body. And each one of us, when it comes to interoception, might respond differently to different types of interoception training. So some of us might be more connected to traditional types of body mindfulness. That's not a match for me in my experience. I really struggle with traditional westernized body mindfulness. And we've really worked hard to adapt that to make it more accessible and successful for people that might not be able to thrive with that more traditional westernized body mindfulness. So whatever works for you and your body, it's important to try to find that and then really embrace that, to use that in our daily interoception training. All right, number 3, rest days or recovery. Just like an Olympic athlete, they're working their bodies so hard, they're training to reach their goals. They need time to rest and for their body to recover. The same is true for us. And really taking time to listen to our bodies, to really start to understand when our body is sending a signal that we need to take time to rest, that we need to take time to recover. That's been a really hard interoception lesson for me, and really exploring that within myself, learning to set interoception boundaries, learning to slow down when my body needs it, learning to say no when my body needs it, learning to pick up when my body needs it. And it's definitely a work in progress. But that rest and recovery is so crucial to every human body, whether we're an Olympic athlete or we're someone just training our interoceptive system in daily life. That rest and recovery is absolutely pivotal for our body to keep going. All right, parallel number 4 is all about support teams. And most Olympic athletes, they are surrounded by support teams, whether that's coaches, teammates, family members rooting them on, and friends rooting them on. They have a core group many times of people that are supporting them, that they are really relying on that support to help them get to that high level, to get to that big stage, to help them meet the goals, to go for the gold. And interoception training is no different, that many of us can benefit from the support of some person or pet or a nature item, and really get that co-regulation that we talk a lot about in my work. That co-regulation is so important. And we can learn a lot about our interoceptive experience through that process of co-regulation, where we have someone that's trusted or something that's trusted that really helps us to have that back and forth relationship and helping our nervous system to regulate, to help our bodies feel safe, because many times when we're at that regulated, feeling safe place, that's when we can be the most connected and most aware of how our body is feeling. And finally, parallel number 5 is all about celebration of success. And many athletes will be at the Olympic Games, the Paralympic Games. Many of them will be striving to meet their personal goals. Many times that goal might be getting on that medal stand, but many times, and many of those athletes will not be on the stand, but maybe they're going for their personal best time or their personal best accomplishment, whatever that goal is, and really celebrating the success of that accomplishment. And interoceptive training is no different, that it's really important to celebrate your successes, even when they might seem small. Many times they are a really big deal, whether that's just noticing a certain sensation in your body one day, or remembering to slow down and take time to notice how your hands or your feet or your mouth feels at a moment in time. Whatever that goal is for you, it's going to look different for each one of us, but really take time to celebrate your successes, celebrate that connection to your body, or whatever goal you have for yourself. Celebrate that, because that really can help us to keep going when we focus on just those small little wins. Sometimes those small wins are really big, but when we can focus on that can keep us going through the days where it might not be as easy. So until next time.